Hello everyone. Today is the second session of this chapter, Nature and Significance of Management, from the subject Business Studies of Class 12. In this session, we'll be taking up nature of management and levels of management. Just to recall, in the last session, we had just completed management as an art, and in today's session we'll be taking up management as a science, and we'll be discussing whether management is a profession in nature of management, and then we'll be discussing the levels of management. Let's see, what is a science? Science is a systemized body of knowledge that explains certain general truth or the operations of general laws. Features of science are: it's a systemized body of knowledge. The principles are based on experimentation. And the third feature of science is that all the principles of your science are having universal validity. Now let us understand what is the meaning of these features, and then we'll see whether management satisfy these features or not. So to begin with, first basis is systemized body of knowledge. The meaning of this basis is that the principles of science are based on a cause and effect relationship. For example, the phenomena of an apple falling from a tree towards the ground is explained by a law of gravity, and we are having so many books, so many literature, and so many journals which are explaining various phenomena of science, various principles of science, right? See, we know that when the apple is falling from a tree, and it will always be fell down. Whenever you are going to bounce a ball upwards in the sky, the ball will definitely come down. आप कोई भी चीज उठा के ऊपर से फेंके नीचे या नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ फेंकेंगे towards the sky, it will definitely come down. And this is a universal law, and this law is known as gravitational law. And we know that earth is having that gravitational pull, and this law of gravity is prevalent everywhere, and you can find lot many journal, lot many experiments based upon this. So let us see whether management is a science or not based on this basis. Management has a systemized body of knowledge. It has its own theory and principles that have been developed over a period of time. And we'll be learning the principles of management in the next chapter. But it also draws on other disciplines such as economics, sociology, psychology, and mathematics. Like all other organized activities, management has its own vocabulary of terms and concepts. So we can say, yes, that management has a systemized body of knowledge. Management has got its own literature, its own vocabulary, its own terminology. Fine. But yes, we are drawing the inferences with the help of other disciplines also in management, like economics, sociology, psychology, and mathematics. The second feature is principles based on experimentation. The meaning of this basis is that scientific principles are first developed through observation and then tested through repeated experimentation under controlled conditions. And if we are going to get the same result again and again, we come up with that theory. Fine. So the principles or the theory of the science, they are being termed as pure science principles. Fine. For example, we say in science that the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. आप अगर एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस, ये मिरर के साथ एक्सपेरिमेंट होता है, you must have done in your lower classes also. If the angle of incidence is of 45 degree, then the angle of reflection will also be of 45 degree. Then you perform the experiment with, let's say, 60-degree angle. If the angle of incidence is equal to 60 degree, then the angle of reflection will always be equal to 60 degree. Now let us see whether this basis or this feature of science is prevalent in management or not. The principles of management have evolved over a period of time based on repeated experimentation and observation in different types of organization. And as I told you, we are going to learn various principles of management given by various experts, especially Taylor and Fioll. And we'll also learn that how they have developed those principles. Now, since management deals with human behavior, and human behavior is very complex, it is unpredictable. So the outcomes of these experiments are not capable of being accurately predicted. You cannot predict that, yes, if we are performing, if we are applying that principle of management, it's 100% sure we are going to get the same result every time. Therefore, management can be called as an inexact science. It's not a pure science, it's an inexact science. Then the third feature of management is your universal validity. The meaning of this feature is that scientific principles have universal validity and application. They are universally applied. It's not that law of gravity is already or is prevalent at one place and it's absent in the on the other place. It's prevalent everywhere on the earth. So it is universally applied. Now let us see whether management satisfies this feature of science or not. Since the principle of management are not as exact as the principle of science, their application and use is not universal. They have to be modified according to a given situation, and these principles are also used for training and development of managers. So since we say that management is an inexact science, the scientific principles, they are modified according to the requirement of the situation. So based upon the discussion so far, we can conclude that management has features of both art and science. The practice of management is an art, and the principles constitute the science of management. However, managers can work better if their practice is based on principles of management. See, every manager, they are learning the principles of management. Now, how they are going to apply these principles of management in various situations in order to solve any problem which they encounter while doing their work, it's basically at the application of these principles, and that is why we say that management is an art. It all depends upon the manager, how they apply these principles of management. But yes, coming out with the principles of management, devising the principles of management, it's an science. But since we are not getting the same result, the exact result as we are getting by applying the principles of pure science, that is why we say that management is an inexact science. Management as an art and a science are therefore not mutually exclusive but complement to each other. So management as an art and science, they are complement to each other. I hope this topic is clear to all of you. So just to reiterate, management is an art and an inexact science. They are not mutually exclusive but complement to each other. Now let us see whether management is a profession or not. Now before again justifying whether management is a profession or not, let us see that what is a profession. So basically, profession is an economic activity And whenever we undertake any profession, we are associated to a professional body. Like if we want to be a chartered accountant, so we want to get ourselves registered with ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. Then such professional body, they ask all the professionals to follow a certain code of conduct, and that code of conduct is being framed by that professional body. The professional rendered professional services and in return get the fee. So features of a profession are, and we are going to see whether these features are present in management or not, and then we'll finally conclude whether management is a profession or not. So the 5 features which we are going to see and justify whether management is a profession or not. First feature of a profession is well-defined body of knowledge, restricted entry, professional association, ethical code of conduct, and service motive. So let us learn the meaning of these features, and then again following the same sequence, we'll see whether management satisfy these features or not. So first is well-defined body of knowledge. The meaning of this feature is a well-defined body of knowledge can be acquired through instructions. So yes, management is based on a systemized body of knowledge comprising well-defined principles based on a variety of business situations. This knowledge can be acquired at different colleges. We have got so many management colleges and professional institutes, and through a number of books and journals. There are a lot many journals which are being published in the field of management. The subject of management is taught at different institutions. So if we say that whether management justifies this first feature of profession, yes, it satisfies or justifies the first feature of profession, that is, it management has also got well-defined body of knowledge. Second feature of a profession is that there is a restricted entry. What do we mean by this? The entry to a profession is restricted through an examination or through acquiring an educational degree. For example, if you want to be a doctor, you have to have a doctor MBBS degree. If you want to be a lawyer, you should have LLB degree. If you want to be a CA, you should be an authorized CA. Now, let us see whether management is as a profession justifies this feature or not. Now, anyone can be a manager, irrespective of the educational qualification possessed. You can have the example from the industry, like your Bill Gates. He is not a professional manager, but he is managing his whole empire. He is managing his whole empire, but professional knowledge and training is considered to be desirable qualification, since there is a greater demand for those who possess degrees or diplomas from reputed institutions. Therefore, as such, the second criteria has not been strictly met. See, if you are not having the professional degree, you can start your career as a manager. But yes, if you want to grow as a manager, then an MBA degree, MBA degree is Masters of your Business Administration, is going to be an added advantage. So as such, there is no restriction on a manager to enter into the field. But if you really want to excel and grow exponentially, an MBA degree is preferred. Third feature is professional association. All professions are affiliated to professional association, which regulates entry, grants certificate of practice, and formulates and enforces a code of conduct. For example, I told you that if you want to be a doctor, you need to have an MBBS degree. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to be a member of the Bar Council. If you want to be a CA, you have to get registered yourself with ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Now let us see whether management as a profession justifies this feature or not. There are several associations of practicing manager in India, like IMA, All India Management Association, that has laid down a code of conduct. See, IMA has laid down a code of conduct also to regulate the activities of their members. There is, however, no compulsion for managers to be a member of such an association, nor does it have any statutory backing. फाइन, गवर्नमेंट से कोई बैकिंग नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट इस ये मैंडेटरी नहीं है मैनेजर को आईमा का मेंबर होना. You, if you are a manager, it's optional whether you want to be a part of आईमा or not. लेकिन ऐसा हर प्रोफेशन में नहीं होता. अगर आप सीए बनना चाहते हैं तो आपको आईसीआई के साथ रजिस्टर्ड मेंबर होना जरूरी है. इफ यू वांट टू बी अ लॉयर, प्रैक्टिसिंग लॉयर, you have to get yourself registered with the Bar Council. Fine. The next feature is ethical code of conduct. All professions are bound by a code of conduct which guides the behavior of its member. Code of conduct होता है कि हमने किस तरीके से professional services अपनी render करनी है, what all ethics are we going to follow when we are practicing that profession. Now, management as a profession, whether we see that whether this feature, ethical code of conduct, is being followed by managers or not. Now see, each profession, each enterprise, whether it's business or an NGO, they can have their own code of conduct. Like in the previous slide, we just said that since for a manager, membership with IMA is not mandatory. So therefore, it's not mandatory for the managers to follow the ethical code of conduct which are devised by IMA. The business, they may have their own code of conduct. Let's say profit maximization is a code of conduct for a business enterprise, whereas service is a code of conduct, rendering service is a code of conduct for an NGO like an hospital. Therefore, if an organization has a good management team that is efficient and effective, it automatically serves society by providing good quality product at a reasonable price, and that could be a code of conduct for a business run by the management. Next is service motive. The meaning of this feature is the basic motive of profession is to serve their clients' interest by rendering dedicated and committed services. Fine. So the objective or the motive of any professional is to render services to their clients and to serve them in the best manner. Managers also get salary for rendering their services to the organization. So yes, they are also serving the business organization and getting salary in return. So let's conclude that since management does not meet the exact criteria of a profession, that is, yes, there is a professional body, IMA, but it's not compulsory for a managers to become its member. There is a code of conduct which is formed by IMA, but it's not compulsory for the managers to follow their or management to follow their the code of conduct which is issued by IMA. They can have their own ethical code of conduct. So we can say that management is regarded as not a full-fledged profession, not a full-fledged profession. Management एक full-fledged profession की तरह नहीं है. It is regarded as not a full-fledged profession. I hope that this nature of management, that is management as a profession, regarded as not a full-fledged profession, is clear to all of you. Let's now come to the next topic, that is levels of management. Every individual in the hierarchy is responsible for successful completion of a particular task. To be able to fulfill that responsibility, he is assigned a certain amount of authority, or the right to take decision is being granted to him. This authority and responsibility relationship binds individuals as superiors and subordinate, and give rise to different levels in the levels of management, I should say, in the organization. Fine. So levels of management are nothing but the hierarchical structure, the superior subordinate relationship, which is going to bind the individual as superior and subordinate in the organization. And based upon this level of management, we are able to decide that how much authority and responsibility is entrusted to each individual who is working in the organization. Now let us learn the various designations which are there at different levels of management. At top level of management, the designations are, you may find that people are working at the post of chairman, chief executive officer, CEO, chief operating officer, COO, president and vice president. At the middle level, the designations are divisional heads, operations manager, and plant superintendent. Please take a note of it. At middle level, the various designations of the levels of management at this middle level of management are division heads, operations manager, and plant superintendent. At the lower level, we have got two positions, foremen and supervisors. Now let us learn the functions performed by top managers. These are the senior most executives of the organization. The team consists of managers from different functional levels. They analyze the business environment and its implication on the survival of the firm. बेटा जो भी एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट में चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, फाइन, उनको स्टडी करना, उनका इफेक्ट बिजनेस पे क्या होगा उसको स्टडी करना, और एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट में चेंजेस के हिसाब से हमें अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में क्या चेंजेस लेकर आने हैं, how to cope up with the changes which are taking place in the external environment of the business, is all being done by the top level managers. So that is why it says that these decisions have an implication for the survival of the firm. They formulate the overall organizational goals and strategies for their achievement. तो ओवरऑल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का गोल और उन गोल को कैसे अचीव करना है, उनको अचीव करने के लिए जो स्ट्रैटेजीज फॉर्मुलेट होती हैं, all these are being done by the top level managers. They are responsible for all the activities of the business and for its impact on society. See, these are the people who are ultimately accountable to the society at a large, and they are responsible for all the activities which are being taken by the business. Now let's come to the next functions performed by middle level managers. See, middle level managers, they are the link between top and lower level managers. They are subordinate to top managers and superior to the first line. First line means your lower level managers, that is your foremen and supervisors. They interpret the policies framed by the top management. They ensure that the department has the necessary personnel. किस department में कितने number of personnel चाहिए, that is being decided by the middle level, and they have to ensure कि each department has the requisite number of personnel. जितने चाहिए उतने हर एक department में personnel are working. Assign necessary duties and responsibilities to them in each department. Then motivate the workers, the personnel to achieve the desired objectives and to cooperate with other departments for smooth functioning of the organization. Mid-level managers, they are the one who are working as a functional heads. So cooperation among different departments, among different functions of the business is required. So it is the function of the mid-level managers to cooperate with each other with different departments. And at the same time, they are responsible for all the activities of the first line managers. First line managers are your foremen and supervisors. Now, the functions performed by the lower level managers, that is foremen and supervisors, are they directly oversee the efforts of the workforce. Worker क्या कर रहा है, ये directly foreman or supervisor, they oversee their work. Their authority and responsibility is limited according to the plans drawn by the top management. प्लान टॉप मैनेजमेंट बनाती है, मिडिल लेवल उस प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए उसको स्मॉलर टास्क में डिवाइड करती है एंड असाइन दैट टास्क टू दी लोअर लेवल मैनेजर्स, एंड लोअर लेवल मैनेजर सीज that whether these plans are being implemented or not in right direction. They interact with the actual workforce and pass on instructions of the middle management to the workers. And through their efforts, quality of output is maintained, क्योंकि on a day-to-day basis ये जो supervisors और foremen होते हैं, they oversee the effort of the workforce and on a day-to-day basis they give them the feedback कि ये काम ठीक हो रहा है या गलत हो रहा है, and in this way wastage of material is minimized and safety standards are maintained. वेस्टेज जो मटेरियल की होती है, because they are overseeing the work on a regular basis of the workforce, so wastage of material is minimized and safety standards are also being ensured. I hope the topics and points which we have discussed today are clear to everyone. If you have any query, you can drop your message on our this is our WhatsApp number 9654549863. You can drop your query on this number. Thank you all. Thank you very much.